My friends, it is such a pleasure to be sharing this with you. These amazing folks and people in front of you, Jerry and Dr. Dustin and Rob, these folks are passionate, they're committed, and together we're going to bring to the world a school model that follows Bucky Fuller's advice. You cannot change things by fighting the existing reality. Instead, create a new model that makes the old model obsolete. And from a high level, I'm going to share with you the new model. And then these wonderful folks will share with you some of the details about how we help this scale globally with your help as a partner, as a funding partner. So here's the model. And by the way, this came to me as I was walking around and stewarding this food forest, right? Look at the bananas. I mean, this place is just absolutely thriving with food. This is demonstrably the solution to mass extinction and deforestation and cancer and diabetes and heart disease. Stewardship plus faith and courage plus voluntarism. When you combine these things and we achieve mass adoption, we change the world. So why not? So here's what the model is: 25 students, 3 teachers. And right now, there'll be 2 full-time on site, and you're looking at 2 of them right here. And then there will be 1 part-time. And whether that part-time comes in as a traveling teacher, maybe from our partners across the world in Thailand or the Philippines or somewhere from another culture, or maybe it's a local beekeeper or permaculturalist or something from right around the area, right? So 25 kids, 3 teachers. The teachers or the kids will be out in the field playing and learning entrepreneurship while learning the business of creating abundance, right? Which is called stewardship. And following the permaculture ethics, which are people care, earth care, and reinvesting our surplus to people care and earth care. Right. And the guidelines, by the way, the principles are so beautiful. They become our business model or a big part of it. So the students, as a result of their parents sending them to this school, their families' food needs will be met. Right. And now, just at a high level, check out the numbers. It's so beautiful because this can scale based on any economy, right? Because the result of it is pure abundance, right? So in this area, my partners on the land here send both of their kids to a private school, and it costs $2,000 per month per kid, right? 8th grade up to senior high. Well, our school will be $1,200 per month. Now, according to the current laws, Florida is supposed to allow about $8,000 per year to follow the student, right? So if that becomes real for our parents, it'll only be like 500 and some bucks a month, right? But the value of the food that these amazing children are going to create by planting seeds and propagating and harvest and tending to the chickens and the ducks and the bees and all of the different things, the amount of yield over time will be exponential, right? So it's a relatively short-term investment for the best education that I can imagine, right? So, and then here's where it gets really scalable. In the Philippines, where it looks like we'll be opening one kind of simultaneously or very soon after, the average wage for a college graduate is $400 per month, right? But the same model applies because now a teacher can make 600 bucks per month. They can have 1,500 bucks per month in labor for the incredible teachers, which are now competing for those jobs or creating more of them. And the rest can go towards whatever it needs to go towards. So it scales through every economy. And now I'd like to introduce Jerry and Dr. Dustin and Rob. Jerry is so passionate, 15 years in the educational space, and she gets volunteerism and sovereignty, and she is such a passionate grower as well. My little dog Lily is here. I'm bumping on my lap. Come here, you. Look at that sweet little turkey. So anyway, Jerry, share with us what you've got going for this school, and I'm so thankful that all of you are here.
Absolutely. And I'm thankful as well. I think that, at the heart of it for me, having taught in both public and private schools, as well as been educated in both of those spaces, and thinking about my current role as a homeschooling mom, I really think that a lot of our kids need critical thinking and independent thinking uh, to be taught. And right now, the way mainstream public schools, especially, are teaching kids is what to think, not how to think. And we're going to turn that on its head with our school using things like the trivia method, which is this time-tested tradition of learning through grammar, logic, and rhetoric, but also using sort of more trending teaching approaches, such as the Waldorf methodology or the Montessori methodology, including child-led education, unstructured playtime, projects, collaborative projects, and so on and so forth. At the heart of it is we want to teach kids to live in harmony with nature, to teach kids things that they're not going to learn in mainstream schools like morality, emotional intelligence, permaculture. I would like to, since you shared a quote, Jim, I would like to also share a quote that inspires me every day. And it's from Martin Luther King. You may know it. Folks here may know it already. Those who love peace must learn to organize as effectively as those who love war. And I'll pass it to my partner, Dr. Dustin.
Thank you. I was having a tough time getting off the mic. Take it away, Dr. Dustin, a clinical psychologist and just the most passionate, sovereign, free man who was also very passionate about teaching. And Dr. Dustin, take it away, buddy.
Yeah, thanks you all for the introduction. Thanks, Jerry. Thanks, Jim. This is great. I mean, this is what an opportunity to get this and create this academy and to get this going. We're going to call it the Liberation Academy, and the method we're going to put together is called the Liberation Method. We're going to go with that. So it's going to be sort of these three areas. So the permaculture area is what Jim was talking about, of this land that's growing all around him, to helping our children understand and learn how that whole system works, so you can actually learn from nature and how to develop your sovereignty from nature, because nature gives us all what we need, and then since we're intelligent holistic beings, we can grow from that. But we need a foundation. The children need that foundation. So that permaculture piece, and then obviously the trivia method. I love what Jerry said. This is the key here too, is we teach our children how to think, not just be good workers or not what to think. But that's the beauty of the trivium, this ancient method, on how they really taught the culture on how to really, really know how to navigate thinking and philosophy. So that will be the core. And then the moral piece also. We can't, this world wouldn't go the way it forward if we're not moral, if we're not harming each other. So that moral component. So we, on all these pieces, teach from nature. They're observing nature and pulling from nature to help us grow forward. And this is what our school, the Liberation Academy, is going to offer. It's going to offer that foundation, and we're picking from all the best schools and their methods, and we're combining them together with something that I've never heard or seen before. And Jerry and I are spearheading that system and that curriculum process. So this is something that's actually very, very unique, that our children that come to this school are going to have a really, really good time. They're going to have fun, and they're going to learn really wonderful things, and they're going to get their hands dirty in the real life stuff. So this is really something that it's sort of a really cool pioneering thing we're doing here. So very exciting, very happy to be a part of the team. And then the last piece too, since I'm, my training is in clinical psychology, that was my doctorate. So helping children really, as they navigate through the day, managing their emotions, helping them understand what their feelings are. This is hugely important. As I worked in schools, I help children do that through their academic school year. So this will also be a piece that I can also offer with all our talents, to offer that into with the children as well. So I wanted to get that with all my excitement and energy, but that's what I wanted to say. But yeah, thanks for the invite.
Oh, brother, that is so freaking exciting. And it just, everything you're saying is bringing me back about 20 some years ago when I was 30, like two or three. I started with Blaine, a friend of mine, a foundation called the Wisdom Foundation. And the goal was to get emotional intelligence taught in all the schools. And I bumped up against a lot of brick walls. And I also didn't have the language or the awareness to kind of help dissolve those brick walls. Now we do, right? So it's so cool. And Rob Yunkins, my friends, he is now the CEO of Food Forest Abundance. He's an incredible entrepreneur. He has been a farmer since he was like 15. He's been playing around with permaculture and farming and learning. And he has also dedicated his life to service. He has literally been shot at. He's been on 6 tours of duty, or 7, a lot. And he's learned a lot from those experiences. And now he wants to continue to serve the world. So, Rob, thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you, Jim. And thank you, Dustin and Jerry. The Liberation Academy excites me to my very core. And all you need is a simple comparison to the standard model of education that we get right now. I've told you guys before about my 11, almost 12-year-old in 6th grade. He comes home, he's downtrodden, he's beaten down, he's been looking at a screen all day, getting advertised to on his Google Chromebook, and he has no connection with the material that he's learning. And the difference there is he's being programmed, as Dustin was kind of talking about, to be a worker bee. The Liberation Academy and the Liberation Method are designed for something completely different, to fortify his mind, not break it down and fill it with mumbo jumbo, not to program him, but to allow him and other kids like him, these little points of light, to generate their own mind and organically grow a system of comprehension and perception of the world that's going to carry them forward for the rest of their lives, to be entrepreneurs, to be farmers. I guarantee a lot of these kids will get an interest in agriculture and want to start their own food forests. And that's one of the best things, Jim, that you've hit on many times is we, at the Liberation Academy and at all the other schools that we are going to clone in different locations, there will be support for the families with this healthy, good tasting, nutritious food. These kids are going to take it home through a CSA, community supported agriculture. That's part of the model. And they're going to inspire their families and all of their friends, their extended families, to get one with the land once again and get back to our origins and start growing their own food and sustaining themselves, unplug from that big food, big pharma nexus that we all feel the crunch of every day.
Jim, Jerry, Rob, Dustin. So my name's Chris Allison. I was a 20-year Marine veteran, retired in February of 2021. Currently taking on that entrepreneur role, own a gym, currently own a security company, and I'm the operations manager for Galt's Landing. So I'm the behind the scenes guy to make sure everybody's life is running good and build cohesive teams.
All right, friends, if you're interested in being part of this, I've donated. I'm not a equity shareholder here. What I guess I helped kind of bring it to life in a way through ideas that have come. Thank God. Like, it's just miraculous how we all have good ideas sometimes. Well, I think this is one of them. So if you're interested in supporting in any way whatsoever, get a hold of us. And I'll connect you with these 3 amazing folks, and maybe I'll be a fly on the wall on that conversation. We will be opening the first one here, and it was a catalyst because I asked the question about my daughter who's 5 years old. I want her to go to school in this kind of environment. So that was the catalyst for the whole thing for me. And anyway, so thank you all. And let's get the word out and let's change the world.
Hi there. My name is Jerry Capizzuto, and I'm here with Dr. Dustin Plattner, and today we'll be talking about the Liberation Academy, which is going to be a food forest academy in Galt's Landing in St. Cloud, Florida, which is an integrated auxiliary for the Freedom Farm Academies, which we will be launching worldwide with your help. Imagine a food forest academy, which is integrated with nature, where children learn not just from books, but from the land itself. The Liberation Academy combines time-tested educational methodologies with sustainable living and play, fostering a generation of critical thinkers who are emotionally intelligent and leaders who understand the interconnectedness of life. Please help us seed our inaugural program for generations to come, starting with 25 children, kindergarten through 6th grade, with plans for full preschool through 12th grade program with a hybrid online and or in-person learning. So what is our vision and mission? Our mission is to provide a holistic, nature-based education for children, rooted in the principles of permaculture, nature, the trivium, and other methodologies, including Montessori and Waldorf. We aim to cultivate intellectual independence, moral integrity, and ecological literacy in young learners, preparing them to lead resilient, purpose-driven lives. We call this eclectic approach the liberation method. So what is the liberation method? What does it entail? Well, firstly, it incorporates permaculture design. The Academy is situated on a thriving food forest, serving as a living classroom where students actively engage with sustainable agriculture, water conservation, and ecological restoration. It's also founded on natural law principles. Ethical and moral principles derived from nature's laws guide our curriculum, fostering a deep sense of responsibility and interconnectedness with the world. We're also going to be using the time-tested approach from the trivium, which includes the stages of grammar, logic, and rhetoric, otherwise known as input, processing, and output. Students progress through the structured stages of learning that prioritize foundational knowledge, critical thinking, and effective communication. We are also going to include a child-led, project-based learning approach based on both Montessori and Waldorf teaching methodologies. There is such a great market and opportunity for this. The demand for alternative education models is growing, with parents seeking holistic and values-driven learning environments. Sustainability-focused education aligns with global trends and policy initiatives promoting ecological consciousness and regenerative practices. The combination of classical education using the trivium with trending alternative education methodologies like Waldorf and Montessori, all in a permaculture landscape, is truly a one-of-a-kind model that creates a niche market with strong appeal to conscious families and gifters. In addition, and it's not written here, we're going to incorporate a bilingual Spanish-English model in our schools with plans, again, to expand globally with other languages. So how is this model going to generate revenue? Well, with your investment, we're also going to use a tuition-based enrollment with scholarship opportunities for underprivileged families. We're also going to incorporate the use of community-supported agriculture or CSA programs, selling surplus food from the Academy's food forests. In addition, we'll be giving workshops, offering summer, winter, or spring break camps, after-hours programs open to the public, and educational retreats generating additional income streams. We're also going to be building the infrastructure this coming year for a hybrid online and or in-person preschool through 6th grade program with global reach across Freedom Farm Academy integrated auxiliaries. And the best part, each participating family gets a return on intention, or ROI, in the form of food that the students have grown themselves. Your investment will directly contribute to the development of our infrastructure, which includes eco-friendly classroom, permaculture gardens, and outdoor learning spaces. Your investment will also help fund our faculty and staff, experienced educators trained in the trivium, permaculture, and holistic pedagogy. Not only will we have in-person staff working with our students, but we'll also be employing a rotating faculty model, both hybrid online and in person, online especially for our older students, to broaden their exposure to various expertise areas so that children can truly learn from global masters. Additionally, your investment will directly contribute to the development of our curriculum, which integrates natural law, classical education, and again, hands-on ecological learning from Waldorf and Montessori approaches.
Thank you, Jerry, for the wonderful introduction and going through this presentation. My name is Dr. Dustin Plattner, and I will continue the presentation from this point. So our resource procurement. So what we need to get together to get this vision and this wonderful endeavor off the ground. Very exciting. So a full build out of the physical location on Galt's Landing, including the furniture and then the human-friendly technology. So that means technology that's low EMF and low blue light. So this is what we're aiming for. And then, and which will be great because this will be awesome for the children and the staff and the teachers in the room. This is going to be great for all of us. And the classrooms that will be built out, the activity rooms that are going to be next to the classroom, and then the auxiliary outside spaces for shaded areas and for the children to be a part of nature and learn from nature. So we need these different spaces and these stations that the children will go through throughout the day. So this is what we're looking to procure to get things moving on. And then the wonderful thing is you see here the full kitchen for the children's meals, and where they'll learn all this wonderful information on how to grow their food, cook their food, and then put it together. And this is a great teaching opportunity for math and measurements and all this wonderful stuff, and community and social hour. So the full kitchen is definitely needed for this type of school. And so that's one thing that we need. So those two things. And then also, obviously, the faculty and staff, the teachers and administration salaries. So right now we have 2 full-time faculties, which is going to be Jerry and I. And then we have a rotating faculty, which Jerry had discussed, which is going to be great. They're going to get wonderful education from people all over the world, different cultures, different viewpoints, all going to be focused on our mission statement and the liberation method. And then, of course, the staff, the physical education. We have some awesome people coming in to help train our children to be physically fit and good knowledge in nutrition, because good nutrition makes good minds. And then, of course, the chef that is going to be here making these wonderful things happen for our children. And then administration to get things managed, and the structure of the school. So the trustees' compensation. So all these things put together, this is what we're looking for to get moving and moving forward on this. And then, as we talked about, right, we want to give back. So the yearly scholarships for low-resourced families. This is what we're looking to give back to families that may not be able to partake for the full tuition, and this is what we want to offer back.
This is Jerry Cabazzuto going through the resource procurement numbers. The totals for the build out of the physical space is $222,450. This includes the kitchen, the 2 classrooms, outdoor spaces, etc. And also the totals for the teacher salaries for 3 months. This also includes, of course, our rotating faculty, are $48,750. And finally, the totals for the 2 scholarships per year that we would like to offer to low-resourced families is $28,800. And so with this investment program, we're requiring a $25,000 minimum investment. This will give each investor a 12% ROI, or return on investment, from gross sales from each academy within the private network of the Freedom Farm Academies. 3 times the original investment amount for each investor will be returned to them. So it's a great deal for everyone, and it incentivizes us to grow as many Freedom Farm Academies across the globe. which is going to be awesome for the next generations.
All right. So, the conclusion. So, we are creating more than just an academy. We are cultivating a movement towards regenerative education. This is an important opportunity to invest in a sustainable future where children grow up with wisdom, self-reliance, and a deep respect for the natural world. Join us in shaping the next generation of thinkers, leaders, and caretakers of the earth. So this is the aim and our heart energy for this process. So let's build the future naturally. We're moving back to nature to learn from its wisdom. And the wonderful thing about the Liberation Academy and the Liberation Method is the permaculture principles that are going to be the foundation which we lean on to and help guide us along with the natural law of ethics and morality. So in the permaculture principles, they're wonderful. Every child is a seed in development. Seeds are whole and only require nurturing to grow into what they are designed to become. We are part of nature, not a part. Though society and culture may try to teach us differently, we know in our hearts that we are natural beings who live in nature. Reap what you sow, the law of cause and effect. As natural humans with the capacity for holistic intelligence, the heart, the mind, and the action, who choose to care and to live in harmony with nature, or else live with the consequences of our actions. This applies to how we interact with all other natural beings. Number 4, sustainable yield. Limit what you take to what you need and share in the abundance with others. Choose sustainable and renewable solutions whenever possible. Nature is the ultimate teacher. Stop and observe its patterns, contrasts, cycles, and rhythms. The answer is always within or in front of us. Beautiful. Thriving through diversity and adaptability. When we choose a variety of diverse strategies, methods, and resources for the metaphorical gardens of our mind and literal gardens, we reduce our vulnerability to a variety of threats. And then the last one, care for all through one. By first relying on ourselves and tending to our personal responsibilities as far as possible, we can then empower others to care for themselves, for others, and for our greater communities. As we know, we're all connected. As one suffers, we all suffer. So what a great last point. Thank you for your time and attention in viewing this. And we look forward to working with you and creating a wonderful, powerful future for our children. So thank you again, and talk to you all soon.